Hello, dear friends. Welcome to my channel. I want to tell you. Today, I want to tell you to understand before reading. Hmm? Looks strange. Understanding before reading? How is it possible? Is it really possible? Yes, it is. It is possible to understand a lesson or a book before reading. How? I will tell you, but first let me tell you something special. Yesterday, a man came to see me and told me two incidents in his life. He said, everybody likes to ride a bicycle in his or her childhood. So did I. And one day, my cousin was teaching few of boys, including me, to ride a bicycle. And it was a nearby ground, and we were enjoying. In fact, I was just starting to half paddle, of course, at that time, and suddenly my grandmother came there, and she shouted. She was very angry to see me on the bicycle, and she shouted and blamed the cousin who was teaching us, and she even abused. In fact, she abused all the boys there and asked me, in fact, ordered me to go back to home. Yes, I left the ground and came back to home, but I thought that that was that. This means I decided not to take bicycle in my hand, at least in my childhood. Let me become older, let the things come in my hands, and I will do that. I just decided this. So he stopped his first incidents there. I asked him, what happened next? Did you try that for the second time in his youth or in his older days? Then he continued. He said, yes, yes, of course. It was somewhere in my mind, and I was thinking for a few years, and it was the first time. It was before 53 years when I was 7, and this time I was 18. They were my college days, and this time I used more to ride the bicycle, and then I went on riding. I did ride for 2 or 3 kilometers away from my home and returned. So it was a practice for 1 or 2 weeks. With this practice, one day in the evening, I went on the road. It was rainy season, of course, and the road in the village got more holes and patches. It was a rough road already, and it has got worse. It was a village road, in fact, and I was just returning back to my home. I was rather 5 or 10 minutes behind my home, and suddenly there was a darkening. The atmosphere became more darker, due to the weather cast condition, heavy weather cast condition, and the rain was about to come, and I thought the light was not proper too, and suddenly my bicycle went into one of the holes in the road, and the handle just turned. I balanced myself anyhow, but the right handle turned, and my right hand touched a man passing by. It was a slight touch. It was not a hard hit. The man became angry. Man became angry and he abused me. I was ashamed and I stopped there for a few minutes. Luckily enough, he didn't beat me. Probably he knew my father, and then he left. I stopped there until he was out of my sight, and then I started bicycling once again, and I came home, but with a depressed mind. Of course, this was the second time I got abused because of that bicycling. So this time I decided to give it fully. I will not touch the bicycle in my life, I said to myself, and that was that. I never touch a bicycle again in my life. He finished his story, and now he twice tried, but at the second time he finally gave it up. But you don't give up. That is what I want to say you. You don't give up. And now I want to tell you one more thing apart from those two incidents in his life. And this is now the poem in the 6th standard English medium school of Maharashtra state in India. And I think everybody must read this poem. I didn't tell you the name of that poem. Obviously, you must have realized it, you must have on your lips. Yes, you are right. That is, don't give up. So let us read the poem, and I hope that you must have already become familiar with the meaning of this poem. You haven't read it until now, but you have got the idea that what the poem will be. So it is understanding before reading. So let us read the poem, and then when we will finish, obviously you will become more familiar with this poem, and naturally you will get more meaning into it. You will find it more interesting, and particularly the 6th standard English medium school students will be more interested, I think, and they will get more familiar, more attracted towards this poem this time. They must have read, of course, and before, but now they will read it with more enthusiasm and interest. So let us read that poem.
Don't give up. If you have tried and have not won, never stop for trying. All that great and good is done, just by patient trying. Third young birds in a flying fall, still their wings are grown stronger, and the next time they can keep up a little longer. Third the struggling oak has known many a blast that bore her. She has rise again and grown loftier and prouder, if by easy work and beat. You have the more will prize you, gain variety from defeat. That's the test that tries you.
Don't give up. I If you have tried and have not won, never stop for crying. All's that's great and good is done just by patient trying. Though your young birds is flying fall, till their wings grow stronger, and the next time they can keep up a little longer. Though the sturdy oak has known many a blast that bored her, she has risen again and grown loftier and prouder. If by easy work you beat who they more will prize you, gaining victory from defeat, that's the test that tries you.